Some limits with APGAR scoring. We recently did a talk regarding APGAR scoring, and following that talk, we received questions about how even with good APGAR scores, some parents have still seen their baby move to an HIE diagnosis. And as a result, in this post and this talk, we will focus on some of the limits with APGAR scoring. Hopefully by the end, you will understand that although APGAR scoring can be helpful, it has limitations. So, what are APGAR scores? Before we talk about the limits with the scoring itself, let's discuss briefly what are APGAR scores. APGAR scores are a test given to newborns immediately following birth. The scoring looks to give a snapshot in time of certain health categories for a baby. Two of the main areas of analysis are heart rate and muscle tone. The scoring can be done at the 1 minute mark, the 5 minute mark, and in some cases, the 9 or 10 minute mark. Scoring can be done from a score of 1 to 10. Generally, a score at the 7, 8, or 9 range means good health. So if a baby is given a generally good score, how can that baby reveal a traumatic brain injury later in time? And that is what will take us to the limits of APGAR scoring. One of the main limits with scoring is that it's not a perfect testing method because the testing process can be subjective as to the medical professionals scoring the test. In other words, you can have the same baby assessed by multiple nurses and get different scoring based on each individual nurse's assessment. Second, remember that APGAR scores are a snapshot in time of that specific picture. At that moment, it might seem that a baby is fine, but during labor and delivery, oxygen deprivation occurred. Remember, for some babies who suffer an HIE injury, their reduction in blood and oxygen occurs as a partial, prolonged event, or it can even be an acute or an asphyxia event. These things could have occurred earlier, and by the time the baby is born, the injury has already happened. But the baby presents well enough for a good APGAR score. Again, this is Marcus with HIE Resource Place, and we'll talk with you next time.